What's going on, Exiles? Gen X Games here. I'm actually in the middle of a possible purge going off right now, but it was taking forever, so I decided to take on the challenge of doing a different video while I was waiting. So if something pops off during the video, that's what's cracking. But in this episode, we're going to talk about building. Now, before you get all excited, let me tell you about what this video is not going to be about. It's not going to be about how to build. It's not going to be about how to make towers or crazy roof designs or anything like that. It's not going to be about how much damage a thrall can do to a building or what explosive device does what kind of damage to what. It's not going to be about crazy defense strategies. We're just talking about the basics. This is for beginners, and we're just trying to keep this as simple as possible. But of course, I'll provide a little bit of background information on how I choose the way I like to roll when it comes to building. Now, why am I doing this? Because one of the fam came in 94, requested I do a gameplay building progression like I did for the other weapons and armor. Now, this was about a month ago when I just started putting in mad work on getting those damn priests. So Cayman, my bad, man, for real. But I think it's a great topic for the fam or whoever wants to throw their 2 cents into the comment section. But before we get into all that, hit the subscribe button, throw up a thumb, and let's go. All right, so I look at building basically the same as the weapons and armor. To me, it's all objective, all right? It just depends on what you like. So when I went about this, I went and based everything off of foundations. But why is that, Mr. Gen X Games? Because without a solid foundation, how else do you expect to succeed in life? Bruh. Just kidding, but for real. Nah, because foundations, for the most part, are the most resource intensive when it comes to basic building, no matter what the tier is, okay? Basically, you have 3 tiers. You have the Apprentice Mason, which unlocks at level 3. Then you have the Journeyman Mason, which unlocks at level 20. Then you have the Master Masons, which unlocks at level 30. We won't be going over leveling up on all these tiers right here. That stuff will just happen naturally. All right. Now you're going to want to unlock at least the basics. And to me, the basics are, we'll use the Journeyman Mason as an example. So we'll unlock the Mason level itself, which is the Journey Mason, and it teaches you everything on the right-hand side. Then we're going to unlock the stairs, obviously the roof, the fences. You don't have to unlock the gateway because it's not necessary, but I always unlock the gateway. In the case of Master Mason, I usually unlock the stairs, the roof, and the siege cauldron, along with the fence and the gateway. So those are your tiers: Apprentice, Journeyman, Mason. I'm only doing this just so you can see and understand the type of choices you have, and you can base your choices off of what I'm about to say, okay? So I didn't even know about this whole repair hammer thing. I just found this out about a couple weeks ago. It's just something I didn't know. So there you go. We both learned something. So if you break out your repair hammer, you can run up to any building piece and see how many hit points or damage it could take. So for a sandstone foundation, it could take 10,000. And it also gives you the number of what you need to repair it. Since I'm rolling on Xbox Solo, I can't really damage these things. Sandstone foundation, 10,000. You come over here to the Journeyman Mason, stone brick foundation, 75,000. Insulated wood foundation, 75,000. So these things are the exact same as far as what kind of damage it could take. You go over to Master Mason, reinforced stone foundation is 100,000, and the black ice reinforced wooden foundation is 100,000. So they're both the same, all right? Now again, I base everything off of foundations because they're the most resource intensive. Just so you can see that this applies across the board, I'm going to check out all this stuff in the back, just so you know. So it takes the same amount of resources in any of these tiers to build a foundation as it does to build stairs. It's useless information, but it is what it is. Now, we saw here that the sandstone was the weakest with only 10,000, and same goes for everything over here, 7,000, 2,500. The numbers don't matter, okay? I'm just showing you this just so you can understand that no matter what you get in the Journeyman tiers or the Master tiers, the damage is the same. The protection is the same, I should say. So if you go to these stairs, the stone brick stairs are 52.5, and the insulated wood stairs are 52.5. You could go up to the gate itself, 48,750, the insulated wood, 48,750. So everything is the same in the Journeyman tier. All right, these 2 things are the same. These 2 things are the same. Going to the Master Mason, it's the same. This door is 50,000, 50,000, 50,000. The door is 50,000. Stairs are 70, stairs are 70. Gate is 65, gate is 65. Frame is 140, frame is 140. Everything is the same. It doesn't matter what you pick, the protection is the same in the tier. The difference between the tiers are the sandstone, that's basically what you get. Of course, you get walls and a roof and stuff like that, but these are the things that are like different, okay, compared to the other levels. This is the Apprentice level. Basic building, basic building. You go to the Journeyman level, you get a gate. All right. As far as the backside is concerned, you still only get fences. When you get to the master level, the one cool thing that isn't on here, which I should have put on here, is you get a drawbridge. But the difference between these two is that this one gets 3 doors. Why? I don't know, but that's the difference. They both get the big gates. And the other thing that unlocks besides the drawbridge are these crenellated fences. All right. And you get these at the Master Mason level. So when you get up to these fences, they're supposed to put a siege cauldron right here that you could do and activate. It drops some oil or tar or whatever it does. I forget what it does. But the other cool thing is you could put archers up here, and you can see that like if they get down there, you can't really shoot these guys if they're right there. But with the crenulated fence, you can. You see what I'm saying? So that's a cool thing about the crenulated fences or whatever you want to call them. So that's that. Oh, and the other thing is just FYI, again, this is not important, but it may be important if you choose to decide between black ice and the reinforced stone, okay? In every scenario, what it costs as far as resources are concerned to build a foundation, usually the gate is twice that. So if the foundation is 10, 4, and 7, 10 brick, 4 shaped wood, 7 iron reinforcements, the gateway should be 20 brick, 8 shaped wood, and 14 iron reinforcements. Okay, there it is. And that's the case all the way between the Master Mason except for the black ice gateway. With the black ice, the foundation needs 6 insulated wood, 3 steel reinforcements, and 15 black ice, and the gateway uses the same. So that's the difference. Okay, all the other gateways are double, but the black ice gateway is the same as a foundation, so less resources for that. It may or may not break your decision, but that's what that is. And I'm just showing you guys this just so you understand what you're getting into here. Okay, obviously that is the weakest. The middle tier, it doesn't matter what you pick because they are the same. The Master Mason tier, it doesn't matter what you pick because the protection is the same. So now what makes the difference between your choices? And this goes back to the resources needed, okay? So let's go there. So if we look at the sandstone, you can see that all you need is stone and wood, but you need 35 stone and 5 wood. You know, when you're building, it's kind of a pain in the ass because you're just running out of stone. So whatever, that is what it is. That's why it's so easy to do on Noob River. Simple ingredients, easy money, right? So let's go to the stone brick. The stone brick needs 10 brick, 4 shaped wood, and 7 iron reinforcements. So in order to make brick, right, you just put some stone in here and you make some brick, okay? And that's that. But yeah, I forget how much stone it takes to make 1 brick, but in my opinion, it takes way too much damn stone to make brick. You could put like a bunch of stone in there for the amount of brick that you get. To me, it's just a pain in the ass. But anyway, so you need some brick, and then you come over here to your carpenter bench, you put some wood up in here, and then you make yourself some shaped wood. All right, so you need 7 wood to make 1 shaped wood. Now, in my experience, it's not bad, but it still takes a long time to do this, and you need a bunch of wood to do it. So to me, it's just the process of making or them crafting shaped wood takes a long time. And then obviously you need you some iron reinforcements. So in order to make your iron reinforcements, you're gonna have to, of course, get some ironstone. Come over here, get your iron bars. Once you get your iron bars, take them over here and make you some iron reinforcements. All right, so you just need 1 bar for each iron reinforcement. So that's that. For the insulated wood, you're gonna need a dryer. All right, now you need to get this dryer. Now the dryer unlocks at level 19. By the time you do this mid-tier stuff, you should already be 19. All right, so the dryer is easy to get. So all you gotta do is throw some wood in this dryer, right? Make sure you have some bark for the fuel, press play. And the good thing about doing this is that as you press play, a byproduct of burning this wood, which still takes a long time, but a byproduct is resin. Why is that important? Because in order to get insulated wood, you need resin. So there you go. So once you dry your wood, you get both the resources needed in order to get dry wood. So that's not bad. The only other thing that you need for insulated wood, again, ironstone, put in here, get your iron bars and put them in the furnace and make you some iron reinforcements. Now, once you get up into the Master Mason, to me, this is where it's going to be kind of a pain a little bit, particularly for this reinforced foundation stuff, okay? Now, not only do you have to go through the hassle of getting a shitload of fucking stone, now you got to come over here, and in order to make the stone, you have to make stone consolidant. So when you make this stone consolidant, you need resin. And how do you get the resin? Well, if you're not using the dryer to make the resin as a byproduct of putting wood in there, the only other way to get resin is go out to your tree, right? So you get your pick, you start chopping at this, and you get your bark and resin. All right, now you're gonna have to do this anyways if you're doing the insulated wood, because you don't get as much resin as you do dried wood. So you're gonna have to come out here and do this anyways. The benefit of doing this for the insulated wood is, like I said earlier, one, you use the bark as the fuel for the dryer, and two, you just throw the resin in there to make the insulated wood. In this case, you're gonna need resin and just some plant fiber, and that will make you some stone consolidated. So depending on what you want to grind on, it depends on how you want to roll. But to me, this brick is gonna be what kills me. In order to get hardened brick, you just get that stone consolidant, pop it in there, and then start popping it out. The hardened brick isn't that hard to make as far as time is concerned. To me, I just found it very time consuming just to make the brick. That's what it is for me. The only other thing that you need are steel reinforcements, right? So if you go over here to steel reinforcements, now there's two different ways of doing this, okay? If you don't have a thraw, just take the thraw out. The only thing you're gonna need is steel bars. Now remember, in order to make steel bars, come over here, get you some tar and get you some brimstone. Once you get the brimstone and tar in there, then you're gonna get some steel fire. You take that steel fire over into the cauldron. Hopefully you have some iron bars in there to make you some steel bars. See, I got steel bars over here. So you put some iron bars in there, throw that steel fire in there, and then you'll make you some steel bars. Then you take those steel bars and come over here and put them in there. The other way is if you have a named thraw on this station, instead of having to make steel bars, you're still gonna have to have the steel fire, right? But you just throw iron bars in there. So you bypass the steel bar process. So you just make a bunch of iron reinforcements, throw a bunch of steel fire in here, and you're good to go. It's just less resources that way, or less steps, however you want to look at it, whatever. So that's that. Now, I've been doing this ever since I got this place up and running, so I have all kinds of steel reinforcement. It's taken a while just to get this, but you know, that's what you have to do. And my next thing is black ice. I think I have some here. I need way more. Again, like we just mentioned on how to get the steel reinforcements, the only thing you need for the black ice one is insulated wood, steel reinforcements, and black ice. Now, the black ice, it looks like you're gonna have to need a lot of black ice, so that's the only downfall when it comes to black ice. But everything else you don't need as much of. It's almost the same. It's just the hardened brick is a bitch to me. But as far as getting the black ice, right? If you have map rooms loaded up in certain places, getting the black ice is not a problem. The same with brimstone to make the steel fire. That's not going to be a problem. I have a map room by the obelisk that's near the brimstone pits. I have a map room by the dungeon, or whatever you want to call it, the castle of the frost giant. So I just go over there, grab some black ice, teleport back, no problem. So map rooms are important when you get late in the game, because you don't know where you're going to build your late game base. You know what I mean? So the only thing is, what I would pretty much do is just make sure that you're in an area that's close to basically wood and ironstone. Okay, that's what you're gonna need in this late game in order to build these things. The main ones, no matter what you choose, you're gonna need ironstone and a lot of wood, right? Now, there's a reason why I made the video on unlimited gold and unlimited silver and all that kind of stuff, because these rock noses up in here do all that stuff for me, but look at how much ironstone I get, and it's all relatively, you know, passive. As long as I feed them rocks, I get all this stuff. So I don't have to farm iron. The only thing I really have to farm are trees. Trees for resin, you know, trees for bark, and trees for the wood in order to make dry wood. Where the stone consolidant, you know, you're gonna have to be farming a lot of stone, and you're gonna be going through your picks. I don't have to go through my picks because I don't have to farm any rock or any ironstone or anything like that. So that's something to think about as far as determining what kind of build you're gonna build when you get to the mason level, even the journeyman level. These are the things that you need to think of. So from what I'm gonna do the black ice thing, because just like I said, I got unlimited iron, and the only thing I really have to farm is trees for the most part. In order to get the brimstone for the still fire, I can just map room over there, get the brimstone real quick, teleport over there, go to the black ice, teleport to go get that, and the only other thing I need if I run out of it is tar, and I could do that here with all these animals just chilling over here. There's hyenas over there and all that kind of stuff. You know, there's hyenas up there, so and getting the hide is not hard. So that's that. So now let's go ahead and talk about gameplay itself and how to progress in that. You know, again, to each is their own, man. You know, you're gonna do what you want to do, and most people have different theories. Like I said, I'm just a solo player rolling around the Exile lands on an Xbox, man. You know, I don't know much of this game, and I don't know whatever. You know, I'm just rolling with it. And when I started, it was hard, so I decided to make some videos to see whatever I can, because it was hard finding certain videos for certain topics. All right, so what I usually do for gameplay, all right, we're going to be doing a lot of teleportation here. If you look on my map, we all start out at the broken highway, we make our way up here, and then most people do whatever they want to do and build wherever they want to build here. Now we're just going to go here. And this is where, damn, thought I was in God mode. But this is where I built my little first place. Here, all you could do really is just build sand. What the hell? All you need to build here is a little shelter. At least this is how I do it, because I always get caught up in a fucking sandstorm. The only thing I do is I just build this quick little shelter. There's nothing in it, just to get out of the sandstorm. All right, that's all I do. Now I could either wait until I hit a sandstorm, and in that time I build me a fire, give me some food, and it's rotten now, you know, give me some water, make all the tools that I need, and when the sandstorm passes, or if it hasn't yet and I'm feeling ballsy, then I go to a more established place, but it's still temporary. If I look on the map, where I chose to go was this little island piece right here, okay? And this is at E3 and 4, so let's go ahead and go there. Now again, this is just what I do, so it's nothing crazy, okay? And I just want to remind everybody too, I'm in the middle of a purge possibly going off, so I'm trying to like get through this but still give you the things that you need. Now all this was not in here except for this wheel of pain. I have this wheel of pain here. Everything else was used as a previous tutorial that I did, but this is the structure that I basically built. That's a temporary structure. I stay here just long enough to get at least iron weapons and heavy armor. That's all I do. But in order to get all that stuff, obviously you're gonna need a place big enough to at least hold this stuff in here. All right, that's it. You know, this is all temporary, and none of this stuff is improved. You see, it's all just basic stuff. That's all you really need here. And again, when I build my places, I don't do anything fancy except for maybe the patio. I don't know why I did the patio. I don't fucking know, man, but I whatever. But and there's nothing fancy about this. It's just, you know, 4 walls and a roof, man. The only thing is when I build, I just don't like having that ceiling, that one level ceiling. For some reason I feel claustrophobic, so I do a double wall and then a ceiling. But that's all you need here. Once you have all this stuff established and whatever and whatnot, then there's a choice to be made, right? So depending on where you're at, or if the purge is enabled, and depending on this purge meter that's at the bottom, you could decide to either stay here and try to upgrade your shit here, or you can make your way to your next spot. If you want to, you could even bypass this spot and then go to your next spot, which for me would be Sepamaru. You could bypass this, go to Sepamaru, and start building on your more permanent type base. Me, I stay here, level up a little bit, get my armor, get my weapons, get my first fighter thrall, and then I go on my way. So if we go to my next spot, where I usually go, and again, this is all relative, man. I'm not saying to build here or anything like that. You can choose your own spots. I'm just saying my game progressiveness. Oh, before we go, you're gonna notice no matter where you're at on Noob River, you might be able to get some iron resources, but they're not, you know, abundant. And if they are kind of abundant, you know, you're gonna find them off in the distance, but they're all kind of like scattered around all over the place, right? So that's why a lot of people, from what I heard, most people go to Sepamaru because of all that stuff, because all in here and stuff like that, there's nothing but iron. We'll go to my spot next. This is where my mid-tier base is, okay? And the main purpose of this base for me is, 1, just to be close to a bunch of ironstone so I could build this place, and 2, just to get thralls. Some people might choose to be around Sinner's Refuge, that you have no problem getting brimstone over there. I'm really not sure about the ironstone situation, location, but when I was over there, it didn't look like there was a lot over in Sinner's Ridge. But if you look here, you got these clumps of iron. You know, there used to be some over there, but this iron just goes up all along this ridge. All kinds of ironstone right there. There's dried wood right there if I needed it, but I really don't use dry wood because I just use a dryer, like I said. But I mainly, again, just to build that, all I really need were trees and some ironstone. In order to make the steel fire, I needed a bunch of hide, right? And where's all the hide? All the hide is in there. You come down this area, there's some more coal, there's some more ironstone over there, and in this little crevice here, there's a lot of more hide, you know? So that's why I chose this area in order to build this type of building, all right? You want to build the other type, that's fine. There's a bunch of stone there, and you can pretty much do the same thing. See, there's stone all over there, all up and down that ridge, a bunch of hide here for your steel fire. And the brimstone pits are right around that corner right there. You just go straight down that way and the brimstone pits are right there. So either way you could do your build here. It's just I found when I first tried to do that stone brick stuff, I was just feeding the furnace a bunch of rocks. I was spending more time harvesting rocks than I was doing the iron. So that's the reason why I chose to go this route instead. As far as build style, just I'm gonna be honest, man, I have no style. My shit is squares. All right, I don't roll with towers, I don't roll with half circles or whatever, because the majority of the time all I'm doing, shit. All right, we gotta stop this. All right, so I'm back from the purge, and that was fine and all that kind of stuff, but the update happened in the middle of this tutorial, so kind of bugged by that. But anyways, where was I going? Where was I at, man? Oh yeah. So yeah, I have no design style. The only thing I do is I just design my shit according to the contour of the land. And I'm sure depending on the size of your base, or whatever's gonna happen, you're gonna be doing the same thing. For example, that is on top of a hill right here. It's on top of this little hill. You see I did that right there. You can't build right there, but then I built on top of this. There was a pass here, so I just built me a little bridge to go over this piece right here. But yeah, basically I just build to the contour of the land. I did that at my late game base as well. I just had to build on the contour of the land. This is obviously above the animal pen. The only other thing I was going to tell you about is when you're building, the one thing you're going to have to remember when you're picking whatever style of build you want, depending on the tiers, you just have to account for the scale of the build. If you want to do the stone brick or the reinforced stone, just remember the scale. If it's something small, I don't think stone brick would be a problem, but this is a beast. I'm not going to lie. Just doing this, because I did this all legitly, didn't spawn nothing in. I actually did it. It takes some time. I don't want to, underplay the fact that this is going to take a long time to build. If you play a couple of hours a day, maybe 2, 3, 4 hours a day, this will probably take you 2 to 3 days to do, just so you're aware. So I'm not trying to sugarcoat it. I'm just letting you know. So anyways, so when I build here, that's my mid-tier base, right? Again, thralls and the iron is the reason why I really come here. And of course the brimstone and all the resources that you have around here. But the other purpose is because it's easy access to the mounds of the dead, and it's easy to come up over here to get some star metal around this area. Okay, you see I got my woods hideout 2 and my woods hideout 1. I made a video on how to get from Noob River all the way up here to Sepa Maru, and then come around here and go up a little path out here and make your way up to the mounds of the dead without any issues. I think you only gotta fight maybe like 3 things, and they're not bad to beat, and then you can come over here without any interruptions, no enemies whatsoever, and come over here and get your star metal. That's the reason why I like to choose this path. Again, the path of least resistance. You know what I mean? So let's go over here. All right, so here's an example of a sub base. I do this sub base, like I said. If I look on the map over here, there's some things that you could do in this area. There's a lot of things to do in this area. So I have this base here to do those things. At this place, I might grab some Sumerian berserkers. I might upgrade my thralls. I might go over here to the Black Keep in order to get that Silent Legion armor and the Telesoro. And I definitely come up here in order to get some star metal. Again, this is made out of insulated wood, but you don't have to make it out of insulated wood. I just chose to do so because I was going to be here for a minute, but you don't have to do that. You can see I started out with sandstone, simple, cheap, right? I just built the outline and then I redid everything else with insulated wood. You come in here, I have everything I need in order to start doing stuff. And the reason why I chose this, you can see there's plenty of rocks. There's plenty of trees if you want to do the stone brick one, but again, I just wouldn't. I would just do sandstone. But if you look down here, there's nothing but iron here. There's some coal nodes, and there's nothing but iron right here. There will be a couple wolves up there. After you kill them and place down a foundation, they won't reappear anymore. So a bunch of iron, some coal over here. There's some more iron over here, all up along there. But if you need gold for anything, you can come in here and run this, like, I don't know, a mini dungeon, I guess you could say, and that's called the King's Niche. And there's some chests once you get towards the back. There's some chests with some gold pieces in there. So if you want to get some gold, kill those people in there, get you some gold. But the other cool thing about this place, like I said, really has nothing to do with the build. You got little horses. Get some horses. I know there's some on New River, but there's horses there. There's a circle of swords over there. Right there's a circle of swords. You have the Ravaged Burrows. Here's some a place you're gonna have to go in this little area right here to get some pieces to complete some things. You got the Burrow King right there. You got Stargazer's Crest right there where Delencia is, or World Delencia. And then I have this hideout right over here. But again, sub base. Doesn't need to be insulated wood, could just be sandstone. Good example of that. Let's go over here to my other woods hideout too. I know it's nighttime, but this here's an example of what I built over here. And I just built this as like a star metal / refinery type deal, right? I load up my boy with some brimstone. We come over here, we drop it off. We wait, we camp out for some star metal to fall, and then we put it in these furnaces along with some black ice and some brimstone, and we just chill out here and wait for some star metal to fall. Star metal usually falls along this whole ridge up here. Sometimes it'll get stuck along the sides of these walls right here. Up there you got some ice rock nose, and you got a ram to deal with. It ain't nothing. All right, so that's that. This is an example. I'll show you another example by the Frost Temple. All right, here's an example next to the obelisk. This could just be a sandstone one. Come over here, get some black ice, do what you got to do, make your map room by an obelisk. I would make a map room by each obelisk if I can. I come in here, if I wanted to build something I could, but I come down here and here's my map room. So let's go here. Okay, so we're deep in the jungle. Ah, shit, man. I gotta not bring him. So we're at this obelisk here in the jungle. Right across the way, this is like a blank platform right here, and there's usually a couple spiders. You kill those spiders and you start building here. If you want to put some stuff in here, you could. That's why I just make it 2 levels. You don't have to make it 2 levels, but then you come over here and here's a map room. But you notice it's all made out of sandstone. This is just a sub base or a sub building, and it just holds your map room. Now we're gonna go. All right, here's another example. I just got a map room over there next to the other obelisk in the jungle. It's just a box, 2-story. People are probably cringing because it's a fucking box, but that's cool. Got you some eats, got you some water. And just so you understand, and I'm sure people already know this, but in this area right here, mainly this area right here, exactly where this map room is, there's like 3 panthers. So you just gotta kill those panthers. You put a couple foundations down and they won't appear again. So yeah, so here's an example of another map room. The next one is not available by obelisk, but we'll go here anyways. This is in Buccaneer Bay, landed right on top of this joint. Another example of a quick sandstone build, map room, so I don't have to go to the map room near the obelisk. Some food, tons of water nearby, a wheel of pain just in case you want to go get your boy Tamos over there. There's a 3-skull alligator over there. I don't know if it is or not anymore, but whatever. But yeah, you can come over here, do whatever you got to do. As soon as you're done, just come back over here, get in your map room, hop, skip, and jump away. And here's just like a final example of what you could do as far as building is concerned. We'll go there right now. As you can see, we're at Cleo's Stronghold. This is the obelisk right next to Cleo's Stronghold, okay? The obelisk is right there, and my map room is right there. See, it's right next to the brimstone pits. So if I ever wanted to come over here just to get some brimstone, no matter where I'm at, because my main base has a map room, right? I just travel over to this obelisk. This is where I'll end up. Grab you some brimstone, come in here, and here's my map room. So build a map room close to an obelisk or close to the resources that you need so you could get there, grab what you need, teleport back. But this is my ultimate build here. I don't know what I was thinking, you know, but this is what I was doing. And I built it all out of sandstone first, just so I could get the layout of this here build. You know, this was going to be my city. But you can see, it looks pretty, it's pretty monstrous. You know, there's supposed to be blacksmiths over there. There's gonna be some other things in here, maybe like the woodworking and all that kind of stuff. The garden was supposed to be over there. Over there was supposed to be animal pens and horse pens. And along each of the edges and the corners were supposed to be the altars. You know, just a city, man. I only point this one out because you could do it all with sandstone and then come back later once you get it all figured out and just level all these up to tier 3, whatever you decide to do. But unfortunately, what made me drop this was the fact that there were no resources around. Like, you know, it's hard to get ichor here. The trees were limited. I mean, there's trees, but you know, the ironstone, there's plenty of ironstone, but it was just far from everything. So it didn't quite work out the way I wanted to, although it was a great idea. Bruh. Again, this is just an example of what you can do on a scale wise. But again, the scale of this is huge, man. I probably wouldn't do this unless I had a team, you know, because this is ridiculous. For a solo player, even on a Xbox, there's no reason to do some stupid shit like this, man. Like, this is redonk. So yeah, all right. So right here is just another example of having a sandstone build in an ancillary place, right? Using this build, you can see I got my Wheel of Pain to go in there and catch thralls if you wanted to, you know? And so basically there's a lot of purposes you could build these little sandstone places. I would just say, try to keep them small. Don't be at these places if you're having a purge like I just was. I didn't have no defenders where I was, and it was just me killing people. I think Pelon was there with me, but we were just handling the purge ourselves because we didn't have any combatants, because I took all my combatants to my main base. So if a purge is about to go off, I would stick around your base. And these ancillary bases or buildings or whatever you want to call them, just keep them small so that way the AI doesn't hit them up, you know what I mean, while you're at your base or whatever. And I don't know if that holds true. This is just the way I'm thinking, so whatever. All right, let's go back to my base over here. Again, this is a new Asgarth, you know, so you can put them wherever you want to, these little sub bases. It's your world, son. All right, we're back at my base, and you can see this is probably too much as well. You know, I just wanted to do it just to see how the flow would be and all that kind of stuff, because I wanted all the religions so I could do tutorials on them and all that kind of stuff. But this is probably too much still. I would probably more have it outlined in an area this big rather than building this big. So I would have a border, right, and then buildings built in between. So that way I could just upgrade the little buildings as I saw fit, instead of having to re-tier everything as a solid piece, because this is a lot of work, man. This is way too much. This wasn't thought out the way I should have thought it out, but it was thought out enough to where how I wanted everything to be, right? So this is against the contour of the land. You can see that part is up on that plateau. It drops down with a couple tiers in between, though. That's ridiculous, dude. You know, with a couple tiers in between, but over down below here, and Anna had to build around that tree over there. This is the fighting pit. You can see all my animals are gone. You can just see their glowing eyes. So there's some glitching going on. This is my work area. This guy just got a couple eyes floating. Kind of weird, right? So this is my work area, but it's big enough to have at least a horse pen, an animal pen here, my camels. Look at my camels. That looks crazy, man. But anyway, yeah, so I have my animal pens here, obviously. I put a greater Wheel of Pain here. There's another fight pit over here, right? And then on the top of this tier, I have all my religions. And over here, on the top of this double tier, I have my mainstay over there with the Jabal Sag religion. Right there is gonna be more planners if I can. If I don't decide to restart this game or not. And right here is gonna be planners. So we'll see what happens, man. You know, we'll see how this new update rolls. I think this update was only good for 6 months, the last one. So we'll see how long this one lasts. It's probably gonna last a year till they change it again to a whole different storyline. But yeah, so that's that. Oh, the reason why I picked this area, was because there was people there. There was a cart there. There's people over there, and there's a ton of people over here at the summoning place. And that was to do everything on the religion. Okay, because you need humans in order to do any type of religion, and I thought this was the best place for that. And not only that, there was that sorcerer's cart right there, so I could have, you know, gotten all the sorcerers, because there's a sorcerer there, there's a sorcerer there, and there's 5 over there at the summoning place. So that's why I like this place, you know. So you turn in all the sorcerer skulls, and you get your steel fire, you get your demon blood, and you get your alchemical base. That's what I liked it for. But now that that's gone, so now we got to go back to the old school hustle. So I don't know yet. I don't know if that's the case. I don't know if you could, just save up your skulls and go to Mechamosis or whatever yet, but that's the reason why I like this place. The other reason why was the river is right there, and further up this river to the right are a bunch of salamanders type deals or lizards type deals that give you a bunch of ichor. So they're not the Komodo dragons, but they're the other ones that spit shit at you. So that's the other reason why I like this place. Not only that, right around the corner is a 3-skull alligator who's easy to beat. There's actually another one a little bit further in, and there's another 3-skull alligator that's easy to beat, and there's also a 3-skull scorpion right over that hill over there, right on the other side of that hill. So yeah, so that's that. That's why I chose this place. That's the way I build. I use the sandstone stuff for little sub outlets. If I have the extra resources, I might use the insulated wood. You don't have to. I didn't have to. And then once I get to my final place, I'll try to replace all of these, or at least the stuff that needs to be replaced. See, look, all my peoples are gone, just eyeballs. I'll probably just replace all the outside stuff at least. So yeah, sandstone for sub bases or little map room places. I think that's perfect at any time in the game, and then you progress your way up wherever you want your bases to be. That's where you put your time in and your resources in. So that's that, man. So there you have it. I hope this information was helpful to all you beginners out there. And again, build what you want, build whatever the hell you want. But in order to find out what works for you and your style, you just got to start building. All that other shit will just fall into place. If you want to add something I might have missed, go ahead and educate us. Put that shit in the comment section. And with that being said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And until next time, we'll see you on the next one.